Male birth control doesn't exist. The internet manipulating fate itself to make Mario's brother constantly relevant in internet culture. What puberty did to my friends. What puberty did to me. The fat ace of my best friend's mom. Me. How I'd imagine I feel after 100%ing a game. How I actually feel. I'm a victim of my own success. Expectation. Reality. If I had a nickel every time a live action Snow White movie implied the actress playing Snow White was prettier than the one playing the Queen despite how ridiculous that is to anyone with functioning eyes, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. When your options are A. Stare directly at the sun. B. Check out Caroline Leavitt's Ace on national TV. Pro wrestlers. Female porn stars. Dying young and tragically. No trucks left lane. No trucks left lane. Truckers. That sign won't stop me because I can't read. Be on a tight deadline. Use ChatGPT to write your article. OpenAI introduces watermarking. OpenAI introduces watermarking. The only person I tolerate at work handing their resignation. Me. If you clean a vacuum cleaner, are you the vacuum cleaner? That feeling when you're taking a shot, but toilet water touches your ace. Ghost of Tsushima, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. They're the same picture. Your brain at 11 PM. I cast. Cringy memory. When you overachieve at work, and instead of giving you a salary raise, your bosses raise the amount of tasks assigned to you. I'm a victim of my own success. Teachers when a student is getting beaten up in front of them. Teachers when that same student starts to fight back. When you loot everything, because you never know when you might need it. People in sales. Those who say my customer. Those who say my client. The billionaires investing in space don't want Star Trek, they want Dune. I like Apple products. I like Apple products. Me stuck between 2 choices. You have work in 3 hours. 1 more episode won't hurt. If you have any problems, mix it in water to get solution. I wish that immigrant would go back to Africa, because I'm sick of Elon Musk. Me bidding farewell. My favorite song which I overplayed. Sleeping early, sleeping late for no reason, and regretting it in the morning. When you transition from going to Walmart in the hood to Walmart in the burbs and nothing is locked up. Cable TV, streaming services, weekly episode releases instead of dropping entire season. When you're in the middle of a meditation on your phone, and you get a call saying you're fired from your job. Box office. Have you seen these numbers? Disney. When you have a pack of chewing gum in class and people who've never talked to you asks for some. I can't remember the last time you invited me to your house for a cup of coffee. Say something life-changingly embarrassing on a Discord call. Forget to unmute. Me getting bullied because all of my favorite Pokemon are popular fan favorites and not something obscure like Huntail. Me seeing an error in my code. Me not seeing the problem and running it 27 more times. Me seeing I forget the semicolon. Also me contemplating my own intelligence. Me puts on hand sanitizer. A cut I never knew existed. Never ask questions you know you'll regret learning the answers to. Sun Tzu. Designers. DALL-E 2. I stole your pictures and used them to generate art. No. This is illegal. Programmers. ChatGPT. I scanned your GitHub account and stole your code. I stole it too. Deltarune fans waiting for chapters 3 and 4. Hollow Knight fans waiting for Silk Song. Bible fans waiting for Jesus to come back. Me on the bus, just trying to relax, but my manhood for no reason. When you use ChatGPT to program, I use the code to code the code. When you're accidentally added to the Healthy PC small group. Dealer's decades of covert communication experience. Looking at Pete Hegseth. Animal with ivory exists. Poachers. The people have spoken. Who should place no right? Gal Gadot, 3%. Anna Diarm, 2%. Rachel Zegler, 1%. Terry Crews, 93%. When you get home after a long day of work, and your microwave pasta meal only has 2 tiny chunks of meat in it. To progress and succeed. The stink bug not doing anything to me. Some Atlantic journalist just minding his business. Some US war plans. The year is 2354. We are playing Sid Meier's Civ 22nd, and Gandhi is still throwing nukes on everybody. Gandhi. Put that shut away before you kill somebody. Papa Doc had one. Gen Beta in 2040 trying to comprehend how people come up with genuinely creative ideas without ChatGPT. There is no Easter Bunny. There is no Tooth Fairy. And there is no Amazing Spider-Man 3. Bruce Wayne after taking off the Batman cowl at 5 AM. Pickup drivers when they haven't tailgated another driver for 10 minutes. Showing AI overviews first, losing ads revenue. Showing sponsored ads first, losing AI game. Google. When you have to dart, but it's not a dart, it's a crap. 3 hours of ex-boyfriend stories. Eva, tell me about your day, I'm dying to hear it. Me in class, remembering online school was peak comfort of my life. Me saying thank you to the stoplight that tells me to wait, so I'm spared in the robot revolution. Me, you know what? All things considered, I'm fine happy even. The news. Doom loops. Just eat. It doesn't matter. My family of doctors and PhDs, when I show them what I wrote in the exam. 70s journalists looking at the effort needed to get classified documents today. Pathetic. The man who rejected Hitler from art school. A random journal article on the psychological perspective of the sociological aspects of a random philosopher's misogynistic poetry, analyzed from a historical point of view through a feminist lens. Me. Books related to my syllabus. Pizza places calling themselves the best pizzeria in town. They have 3.5 stars. My friends vibing on the pills we just took at the rave. Me realizing I just shat my pants. The entertainment industry crumbling. 1983 studios. Me eating my hot dog. The 2 wearing ant tribes fighting over a spilled Sprite can under the table on my porch. 7-year-old me at a truck stop diner to find if anyone is a truck driver. Beatles if they were Hispanic. When you're not even studying to be a nurse or a doctor, but the professor or professors wanted the class to watch a surgery operation live. Why the duck did I have to see this? Man, I gotta get some sleep. My brain at 3 AM. The Hebrew channel. This mother ducker actively cheats on multiple wives and nobody sees a problem. In fact, it is encouraged. Author, in his book on why X is bad. Now, to be fair, I will also list all the reasons why X is good. Next pages are blank. I have achieved comedy. Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of America. Adulting. Corporate edition. Visual representation of my will to celebrate birthdays after 30. When you are putting away clothes in your pile and find your mom's panties mistakenly put in there. If I had a nickel for every time the family man in a famous comedy group of 4 cheated on his wife, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. POV, you didn't mute your mic fast enough and gang heard your mum shouting at you. When you're playing an online game and someone complains to you about kids on the server. Use ChatGPT or Draw25. Elon Musk. When you put too many condiments on your toast, compromising the structural integrity and causing everything to slide off. To progress and succeed. Me asking ChatGPT to LE5 a topic. ChatGPT. Loading Minecraft with mild motherboard. Upgrading to X870 with X3D turbo mode. POV. The new Happy Ghast update is crazy. POV. You play Counter-Strike. When you get hit with a flash tag. Am I the only one here that recognizes while the queen in Snow White may look more attractive, the moral of the story is that inner goodness is more beautiful than physical appearance? When movies try to show that the female character has become stronger. Petition to remove the D from Wednesday. Not what I had in mind, but I'm flexible. What I look like when I write please and thank you in GPT chat, so he'll remember how kind I'm to him and stay alive when the robot uprising starts. Let's fight somewhere empty. I'm on PC, but I don't have money to buy games. Henry Barons, the smallest man in the world, dances with his pet cat in the doorway of his Worthing home, 1956. When your family praises you for fixing the Wi-Fi, but all you did was reset the router. Never give up. When they said to Beethoven he couldn't make music because he was deaf, he didn't listen to them. Me trying to explain to my cat why he can't have any more treats. My cat. Invented in 1823. Invented in 1826. The lighter was invented before matches, and it used hydrogen gas. Someone failed the test, but I won't tell who. How the teacher stares at me. Girls post pictures on their page every day. Guys once every 7 years. I'm lonely when the cashier gives me change and accidentally touches my hand. Are you a naughty boy? Yes, I ducking thought so. When I'm struggling, but remember there's always phone time in bed at the end of the day. Strange men on Signal distributing military plans is no basis for a system of government. Bro, I don't have money for tea. Bro, let's start business. We will be billionaire soon. When you wake up in class and don't recognize the other students. My lactose intolerance ace after having mac and cheese. Just cleaned my grandma's 2 favorite cast iron pans to surprise her while she was out shopping. You won't believe how dirty these things were. What is the greatest human invention? Obviously the dry erase board. It is remarkable. The Autobots will return. Stay tuned for the daily laugh. When you finally sit down and someone says, "Can you help me real quick?" As if my day couldn't get any worse. Ah, fish. That feeling when your flight to Mars doesn't leave for another 10,000 years. Someone steps on my feet. Me, nothing. Most people are trash. Me, I'm not a people. When you're AFK for too long in an online game, I'm afraid the network connection has been lost. I wanna buy this. Great, and as a bonus, we'll throw in 3 multiplayer scene as well, 2 weapons exclusive to online co-op. If you try really hard to push online multiplayer in this game, I will refund it. 3:53 AM, 5:49 AM, 7:36 AM, 9:26 AM. How normal gum looks at you when you chew 5 gum. Did you hear about Billy Joel's house burning down? He says it was due to a faulty game system, but that the way I didn't start the fire. Moon Knight will return with more dad jokes. I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat. I'm gonna impregnate myself with shut. Wait, what's written on that fish? Like when you see it. When cars had balls and chicks didn't. When you see his nut for the first time and realize you're in for a night of Netflix and disappointment. Even a school bus looks small if you park it in the Grand Canyon. Who want me? Yes, 0%. Yes, 0%. All of you will burn in hell. I move a millimeter an image in my document of my document. Work starts at 8 o'clock. Me at 7:68. His head is brighter than my future. Due to his internet popularity, Success Kid made enough money to fund his dad's kidney transplant. I hate when teachers are like, if I make an exception for you, I'd have to make an exception for everyone. Do you ducking know what an exception means? Wife, grow up, you can't believe everything you read on the internet. Me, I don't need this. There are local singles in my area dying to meet me. Name a character who went through more pain than him. Florida. Every other state. When everybody's going through drama, but you're antisocial, so nothing happens to you. Woman magazine. Page 20. Accept yourself as you are. Page 22. How to lose 4 kilograms in a week. Page 25. Cake recipe. My stepdad told me it was pointless to apply to med school because I was too stupid to be a doctor. 8 years later, and one of us is an unemployed loser with a drinking problem and the other is making 6 figures and going to Hawaii this weekend to renew his wedding vows with my mom. If Finding Nemo had been scientifically accurate, Nemo's dad would have switched sexes after Nemo's mom died and mated with his son. In cars, the truck stop advertises convertible waitresses, topless. Am I being a catty? My girlfriend, 19 female, wants me, 20 male, to hold my Glock to her head while we are having sex, and I've been taught gun safety since I was 6 years old. I'm not sure how to go about this. I don't wanna do it, but every time she sees it, she says you should hold this to my head while you rail me. What do I do? Leah, 21. I'm dying so you don't have to worry about a long-term commitment. Get her pregnant and go for a double kill. I drank my best friend's best milk. I, 19 male, was out on a hike with my friend, 20 female, who has a 1-year-old that she breastfeeds, when my blood sugar became dangerously low. I knew I was gonna pass out because I'm prone to it, and we had no food on us to stabilize my levels because we didn't want to attract animals. Plus I haven't fainted in a while, so I wasn't worried about it. My friend essentially best fed me for like a minute to keep me from passing out so we could hike back to the car. Jason, you're just like a big brother to me. A big step brother. I saw your browser history. What's the dumbest thing you've ever heard? I drive for Uber on the weekends, and one time a girl who was in her late 20s told me that I was making her uncomfortable. I haven't said a word the whole trip, so I asked how I could make the situation better. She said she didn't like how I kept playing with the fidget stick in the middle of my car. I drive a manual. She then told me that I didn't need to use that because her car didn't have that, and claimed to be a mechanic. Why do guys always announce when they are going to crap? I've never had that happen to me. That's why you have a child in your profile photo. Married couple divorce after discovering they were having an affair with each other online using fake names. I don't want my parents to know I'm gay. Do you want to go on a date? Wow, this is wild. They're those kind of parents, huh? Yeah, both my dads are crazy. All day this couple ran up to different Batmans, yelled son, and then dropped to the floor. The Wayne family. Nigerian scammer sells fake airport to international bank for £242 million. Super Nutman's Dank Nuss. I'm kink shaming all of Germany. Is it better or worse if I tell you all that nuss means nuts? Dyke means fat or thick. This post only gets worse. Super Nutman's thick nuts. Remember, in 36 years, Harry's American-born child will be able to run for president. Way to play the long game, King George III. You'll be back. Can I fail a drug test from swallowing boyfriend's pee? I have to drug test at work. New boyfriend smokes weed, and I'm scared that I will fail because of swallowing his pee. We no longer go for looks. We go for maturity, stability, loyalty, and peace. If only you had this mindset before you became a single mom. That's a lot of damage. This is the stone used to evolve Eevee into a ghost type. I just came back from the doctors, and they told me I'm very sick. Sick of everyone's bullshit. Get laid off from Twitter. Go home. Enter the garage. Close the door. Sit in my car. Turn it on. Wait. 3 hours later the battery finally ice. Got him, you Ellen. When your parents are arguing and you hear, if you weren't my brother. A husband buys a dozen plenties of the same color for his wife. His wife protests, why the same color? People will think I don't change my plenties. Husband asks, which people? Honey, tell me what's wrong. Both concrete and glass are mostly made of sand, which makes skyscrapers just really tall sand castles. So they could have just thrown a bucket of water over the towers instead of wasting two perfectly good planes. For the premiere of Pinocchio in 1940, Disney hired some little people to dress as Pinocchio and wave at the people. They were left on the balcony with enough food and beer to get them through the day, but by late afternoon they were all neek because their costumes were too heat, drunk, and screaming swear words at the crowd. How do I watch in Australia? Roku's working on it. In the meantime there's VPN. Very probably no way to watch it legally. I'm sure you have a torrent of other questions, but I have to move along, sorry. One man's trash is another man's treasure is an awesome phrase, but it's apparently a horrible way to tell kids they are adopted. Me and my friends on Rotten.com watching people die, circa 1999. Me when I was carrying my dead Great Dane in a giant suitcase on the subway to the vet to get cremated, and a guy asked, what's in the bag? And I panicked and said, laptops, and he stole it from me and ran. What are you doing after school? Fourth sum with John from letsduck.com. Me and John gonna dang two butchers. Fourth sum with John and his friend. Going home. You are a great student. You should be an example for your whole class. What's your name? John. Plumber. I finally unclogged your toilet. Card declines. Plumber.